I'm going to go ahead and press record so I don't forget. So, welcome to day 3. This is all about the 3 most important needle movers. These are your revenue generators. These are the things that are going to create the 80% of the revenue in your business so that you can stop wasting time, stop pushing papers around, and actually focus on the things that are going to bring new people into your ecosystem and actually create revenue in your business. So, if this is exciting to you, go ahead and pop something in the chat for me. Give me an E for exciting or an R for revenue. And if you're in Facebook, definitely go ahead and join us inside of the Zoom room. We've got some really, really fun things. Yes, yes, yes. This is so fun. You guys are going to walk away from today's call thinking, oh my gosh, that was better than probably the last thing that you invested in. I promise. Like, so many light bulbs go on when I have this conversation, even with my clients, and they're like, oh, that's what I should be doing. Oh, okay, now I get it. So I'm so, so glad to have you here. And before we dive in, I just wanted to make sure everybody's got their workbook. So if you still need your workbook, if you don't have your action guide, pop in the chat. Let me know that you need it. We will make sure that our team gets that out to you. I'm going to be sharing my screen today. So if you don't have it on hand, don't worry about it. You'll be able to follow along that way. And I want to bring my friend Vicky here because Vicky is amazing. Let me go ahead and make you co-host, Vicky. That way we can bring you on here. Got you, got you. And oh, we're going to add you for the spotlight. Yay, there we are. Now we're together. Hi. Can everybody hear
Hi.
me okay? Good, good, good. We can hear Vicky. Everybody can hear me. Yeah. Good, good. Okay, fantastic. So Vicky is actually one of our success coaches. So Vicky went through Activate Abundance Academy way back in the day when it was only a 6-month program, when we were just getting it off the ground. And she is a rock star, let me tell you. She was right out of health coaching school, but she was also doing her massage therapy practice. And I asked Vicky to come on because she was able to create some things that a lot of people don't think that they can create, right? They think that, oh, I have to focus on one thing. Like I can't do massage, I have to do health coaching, I have to pick one or the other. And she was just such a beautiful example of being able to weave her passions together. So for many of us who are multi-passionate, right? A lot of times we are told that we have to pick one or the other. Health coach, life coach, spiritual coach. If you are, in the wellness world as a culinary nutritionist, it works. If you are a somatic practitioner, which Vicky is, and I'm so 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 excited to have her chat about somatic work, because one of the things that we realized over the course of running this program for, oh my gosh, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20, oh my gosh, 7 years now is that we always kind of get stuck in our way at some point, right? And we're like, I know what I need to do, but I'm not doing the thing, right? And somatic work is actually, and I'll let Vicky explain a little bit more, but I said, Vicky, will you come in and be one of our guest experts inside of the program? Because implementation is one of the most important things, right? We can give you the strategy, but if you are in your way, if you're not actually implementing the strategy, then it's not going to work. So I'm like, let's, figure out like how we can help our people take action and move out of their way. And so Vicky was not only an amazing client of mine for many, many years, but she was a success coach for us in the beginning. And we were able to connect with each other again. And she is now a success coach again. So Vicky, I'm so glad to have you back with us. Will you share like some of the things that number one, what are some of the things that you tried when you were getting your business up and going and you're like, oh my gosh, this just is like so hard, and how the Soulful Abundance system kind of helped you like figure out what were the things that you wanted to focus on?
For sure. Can you guys hear me okay?
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I was just reflecting on this morning because I remember the first phone call I had with you, and to give your people a backstory of where I was. I like to say that I was a massage therapist in identity crisis because at that point I didn't know what I was. I knew what I was experiencing as a practitioner, and I didn't want the body work itself wasn't the right modality. And I had just finished the Health Coach Institute and my mastery in transformational coaching, which is where you got into my field of awareness. And I remember calling you and I'm like, I can't do massage therapy anymore. I don't know how to blend my coaching and my bodywork practice, but I know that they're meant to be together. And I had this idea in my whole being, my soma, that I couldn't yet articulate. And so with Chris's conversation diving into Activate Abundance, I essentially got out of my own way of not needing to know all of the details, but moving, taking
Mhm.
some action to nurture clients that were already in my sphere and keep talking about it. Because that's really the only way
Mhm.
to get to the other side is you actually have to take some action.
Mhm.
So fortunately, being a somatic practitioner, I was able to identify where I was getting stuck and keeping myself stuck within my own body. And once I figured that piece out, I've been able to consistently take action, but I always come back to your Activate Abundance system.
Mhm.
And I just did a cash infusion. I've been doing multiple ones,
Mhm.
but the one that's standing out to me was back in just this last December. I had this idea that just dropped in my mind. And within 15 minutes, I had created what I had visualized. I took action. Like I saw the image, I felt it. It just like was like, I have to do this. And I created it in 15 minutes. It was filled in 2 days, and it was a quick
Wow.
$10,000 that I made in my
What?
cash, like just a quick cash infusion.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
And it wasn't, but it was never about the money at
Mhm.
that, it's like, and we've all been at those times where you're trying to create and you're trying to create, you're like, I got to pay the bills. And
Mhm.
that's a different kind of creation.
Mhm.
And this quick cash infusion, it wasn't about the cash. It was, I have this idea because I've heard my clients talking about their needs. And
Mhm.
I have an idea that I can help put this together. I'm going to throw it together and see who
Mhm.
wants in. And
Mhm.
it was valuable for them. And it has been so fun for me to deliver this incredible product. But it came out of that, what do I have to nurture? And then
Mhm.
attract the people and then invite them to work with me. I mean, it's like that on repeat never gets old.
Mhm. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you said that because again, you learned it 7 years ago and we still use it today. I still
Yeah.
use it. I still teach it. These are timeless principles that will work for your business no matter what state the economy is. Like these are things that are, they're not trends. They're not, tactics. They are actually a strategy and a system that you get to hone and master and put on repeat so you know exactly what to do. So, oh my gosh, I am so darn excited about that. Like I didn't
It
even
was during
think
COVID,
of
right?
that.
It was like right during COVID
Mhm.
was like the
Mhm.
highlight of like,
Mhm.
and even then we do have to pivot, but those steps,
Mhm.
the system doesn't change. It
Yeah.
might change how, like I went from in person to online, and actually COVID was a huge blessing in that regard
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
wanted to pivot and teach people. And so
Mhm.
that was an opportunity. I did have to pivot, but the nurturing and the attracting and the inviting, that never
Mhm.
changed.
Yeah, yeah, it never changes. We might have a different invitation because we've got a different offer, right? Or we're creating something, but those three principles, and these are your revenue generators. These are the things that we are going to dive into today, which is, I'll share my screen with you, but I want you to think about it in terms of buckets. There's an attraction bucket where there's certain actions that come underneath that. There's a nurture bucket, and then there's an invite bucket. Those are your revenue generators. And once you get your foundations are things like your ideal client, your, pricing in your programs, a signature system that you can become known for. By the way, we help you with all of this inside of Activate Abundance. Once you have those foundational pieces dialed in, then it is implementing these things on repeat on a daily basis. And we actually have a golden hour that we've put together for our client so they know exactly what to do the first hour. So I am so, so excited to hear that. Vicki, will you share a little bit about somatic work? And by the way, we just had an amazing, amazing call with Vicki. We do inside of Activate Abundance Academy on the second week of every single month, we do a implementation session. So it is a combination of I'm going to teach you something and you are going to take action with me on the call so that it's not like just gathering a whole bunch more information that then you're like, okay, well, that was a great call, but I have no idea what to do. Like we block out like a 4 hour window so that we can help you implement so that by the time the call is over, like you're done. Like it's not like, oh my God, now I've got to figure out how to do this on my own. And I asked Vicki to come in and do somatic work with us before we got started. Because one of the things that we tend to do as entrepreneurs is we're so in our head, right? And we're like, oh my gosh, I got to figure this out and I don't know what to do. And we get taken out by our own mind. And so I asked Vicki to come in and be our expert to spend like the first half hour getting us back into our bodies. And I want Vicki to share from her expertise why that's so important and how that actually helps us take action and get out of our own way.
Hmm. Yeah, somatics is it's just simply it's a big umbrella term for unifying all of the processes that are happening inside of your body. There's so many things that are happening inside of our bodies, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our sensations. But like, where does creativity even come in from? That's coming in from outside of us. And so, how do we integrate and embody the ideas that we have, the images that we had? So, like in my example of my cash infusion, like I had this image of it, and then it came into the form of my thoughts, and then I had to transform that into a physical offer to people. And that is, in a nutshell, the quickest version of bringing manifestation from the esoteric out into from the universe into our physical being. It's an actual process that we go through, and we move it through our energy body, but it comes out in the form of our thoughts, our feelings. And I'm probably preaching to the choir with a bunch of health practitioners here. You guys know this, but we know that we don't take knowledge and transfer that into an actual tangible product. We don't often do that. And so the energy that's coming down is one line stream of energy, but then there's the liberating energy that's coming up from the earth. And what is it that we need to let go of? What is it that we need to release, or that's in our way, that's stuck? And so last week, in the same way that I did my cash infusion, we go through a process to identify within our own bodies, am I able and capable of taking the image and my thoughts and transforming that into a physical, tangible product? And in my instance, the cash infusion, like that's an example of manifestation in its quickest form. It just like it came in and it created itself in as fast as it possibly could. In other situations, we notice I keep doing this thing and I keep having this idea and I keep having these thoughts, but I can't take the right action. There's a somatic misalignment that is happening. And I heard you talk about that Monday and Tuesday here, is that when we're not aligned with our offers, no matter how many thoughts you have about that, you'll never be able to transform that into a tangible product because it's misaligned in your energy, and your body's telling you. And so how we're attuned to listening to that is what we all have to come into practice with. And that's the practice of somatics.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. And, Vicki is so gracious to not only come in here as our guest expert, she does this every single month with us prior to our VIP session so that we can kind of lay down all of the crazy that's happening and all of the worry and all of the doubt and really tap into that knowledge and that inner wisdom and get into our body so that we can really feel confident and feel capable so that we're then actually able to implement. So she is inside of Activate Abundance Academy for Core every single month. That second a week. And when people join us inside of Amplify, they get one-on-one calls with Vicky too. So if there is something that you are stuck on and you're like, oh my gosh, I just can't get out of my way, chances are there's probably something stuck in our physical body. And so, Vicky is our success coach to help you move through it, because a lot of times we can't think ourselves out of it, right? It's like we're kind of stuck in this loop. And so when we bring the body into it, it actually helps to move some of that. And again, when you've got somebody that is helping you also move through it with your thoughts as well, it's like, because we can't read the label when we're in the bottle, right? We just kind of keep spinning and we're like, I don't know, like, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know. Like, oh. And what I love about having Vicky inside of the program in both for Core and Amplify is that she has had amazing success implementing the Soulful Abundance System year after year after year after year. And so, I only bring success coaches and experts into my program who I know are implementing and who have got success. I don't, bring anybody in who supports my clients unless I know that they know what they're doing. And Vicky absolutely knows what it is that she is doing. So glad to have Vicky here, not only today, but also every single month inside of the Academy, as well as a success coach. So Vicky, is there anything that you might want to say around, your journey, or anybody who's on the fence wondering is, yeah, that might work for Vicky and that might work for Chris, but probably not going to work for me.
I think the road to being an entrepreneur, it's kind of gritty.
Mhm.
It's not this fluff and like you have this system and then the system just works. Like you have to do something. Like you can't not take action.
Mhm.
And for me, having this framework to come back to makes it easy. I don't have to think about what I should or shouldn't be doing. What I have to think about is what am I not doing? Like, and take
Mhm.
accountability for myself, because the system itself is there and
Mhm.
that works. But the gritty part about being an entrepreneur, are you actually ready to take action?
Mhm.
That I think is probably the most profound thing that we can ask of ourselves. Am I
Mhm.
willing to do the work and let it be messy? And sometimes it's hard, and sometimes the things we do don't work. And you get up and you keep going back.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that you talk about this being, kind of like the system is like a spine, right? And you'll see what I'm talking about when we talk about the attract, nurture, invite today. It is something that I come back to as well. So not only do my clients come back to it, but I come back to it as well, no matter what stage of business you're at. So it is absolutely something that if you are brand new in your business, you want to get this dialed in, but you are going to use it for the lifetime of your business. Like you are going to come back to this, whether you're making $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month. Like these are timeless principles that you are going to come back to over and over and over again. And I come back to them over and over and over again inside of my business too. And the other thing that I really love about it is that because we do get in our head sometimes and we're like, I don't know, should I be doing this tactic? Should I be chasing this bright, shiny thing? So and so says I should be doing this, right? Like we see a lot of noise. Whenever we get overwhelmed, we just get to take a breath and come back to these three things, because this is how we keep it simple. When we overcomplicate it, it takes us out of the game. Like that is the biggest problem that we have when we start trying to implement too many things. We tend to overcomplicate it. And so then we get stuck. We always get to come back here. So even me, right? I'm human. Every once in a while, I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, yes, you do. Like this, follow your own system.
Right? Be a champion of your own work.
Exactly. Follow
You
your
are a champion
system.
of
You know
your work.
exactly what to do. Like, don't let that mean girl tell you you don't know. You absolutely know. So, with that, having
Thank
said
you.
that, Vicki, thank you so much. By the
Thank
way,
you.
Vicki is available if you have any questions like about Activate. Please feel
Drop me a
free to
chat.
reach out. And she
Absolutely.
can certainly, support you around answering any questions. I know sometimes it's just nice to have, a conversation with a real person who's actually gone through it instead of, just hearing me say it's amazing. Awesome. All right, let me dive into the revenue generators. These are the things that you are going to put on repeat over and over and over again. These are the things that you're going to come back to if you ever start feeling worried or doubtful or overwhelmed or I'm not sure what to do. These are the things. So these are non-negotiables for a successful business. And if you do not have these, then chances are you're not making money and you're not bringing on clients because they're non-negotiable. And most business schools don't teach you this. As a matter of fact, not only do business schools not teach you it, but your coaching program or your certification program isn't teaching you this either. So we want to make sure that we are doing these and doing them consistently. And the beauty is that you can do these consistently in 1 hour a day. It doesn't have to be 7 hours. It doesn't have to be 10 hours. You don't have to live on social media. Like you really don't. But if you focus on taking action on these things, and if we take a look at it in the realm of, all of our time, the 20% that we spend on our business doing these things create 80% of your revenue. And that's important because we don't want to spend 80% of our time and only getting 20% back, right? Like we want to work smarter. So the time that we are giving to our business is creating that 80% of the revenue. So we are going to dive into this, and let me scroll down to our workbook where we are talking about the revenue generators. So first things first, let's talk about how people come into our world, right? Because in order for us to make money, we have to actually find clients, right? And so I want you to learn here that there is a cycle that people go through that move them from strangers to paying client, from strangers to buyers. And I want you to notice how many steps there are in between stranger to buyer, right? It's not, how do I convert a stranger to a buyer? That is not the process. That doesn't happen often. Maybe for a pack of gum at Target, right? If you've, or, something, right? Like something that doesn't have, a price tag on it, or something that doesn't require a lot of trust. So when somebody first comes into your ecosystem, we actually need to help them find you, right? And so step one, in order to bring a stranger into our ecosystem, is to help them find us, right? They are looking for a solution. They just haven't found you yet. And so I like using the analogy of a sidewalk, a pathway, a front porch, and a house. Definitely a front porch. I live in the South, North Carolina. We love our front porches and rocking chairs. So this analogy works really well for me. Your house is your offer suite. We talked about that yesterday, right? Your house is where your high ticket, mid ticket, and low ticket offer is. The sidewalk that leads in front of your house, right? Typically, most houses have a pathway that lead to a sidewalk, right? The sidewalk is where your ideal client is walking along and they are looking for a solution, right? Our job as a coach or a practitioner or somebody here to change lives is not to run out of the house and go grab them by the arm off the sidewalk and drag them back into the house. But yet that is what people are trying to do. They are trying to convert strangers into buyers, right? And they are missing the most important pieces, which is that pathway. And that pathway is, how do we just get their attention and invite them to come have a seat on a bench that is along the pathway that leads to our front porch? Because that is where trust is built. The trust is built along the pathway. So attracting them is one part, and that is where they become a viewer, right? And we get to deliver value to them. They're now sitting at a bench and we get to deliver value. This is the start of building no like trust. So maybe they've downloaded a freebie, or maybe for those of you that have a community or a Facebook group, they've done that. Or maybe they've heard you do a live, or maybe if you do in-person talks, they've heard you there, right? Those are all ways that somebody gets to start coming into our world because we're delivering value and we're giving them, again, content or value or information that is going to help them create a win or an aha or an epiphany. If you remember on day one, we were talking about the whole importance of our nurturing component in the Soulful Abundance System is that we also want to help people create wins, ahas, and epiphanies before we ask them to buy, right? So maybe they sit at one bench, maybe they sit at another bench, maybe there's 3 benches that they sit on before they actually move into becoming what we call is a lead, right? And maybe this is where they want to have more value with you, right? So from viewer, then they move into lead. They've been served amazing value first, and now they're going to come and have another experience, right? So maybe they downloaded your freebie and now they're going into your Facebook group and they're watching a Facebook Live. Or maybe they downloaded a freebie or they saw something and they are meeting you at an in-person event. Whatever that is, there's lots and lots of different ways to nurture, but we can't leave this out. And then they move from lead to a potential client. So what's a potential client? Again, still, we are not trying to drag them into, the house. The potential client is they've gotten value, they've been served an experience, they know you, they know how you can solve their problem, right? She's engaging and she is now willing to explore working with you. So there is no need to convince or persuade that you can help them. We've already done that in the course of the nurturing. We've already connected with them. We've given value with them. We've built a relationship with them. And now they're actually saying, you know what? I would like to learn more. Can we hop on a quick call? So this is not about, oh my gosh, how do I sign somebody in a 1 hour discovery session? You don't need 1 hour at this point. This is inviting your person who is sitting on the bench to say, yes, let's come sit on my front porch. Let's come sit on my front porch and let's chat and let's find out what's working for you, what's not working for you, what would you like to be different, so that I can listen and identify which one of the offers in my house is going to be the best fit for you. So it's not salesy, it's not slimy, it's not trying to close the deal, it's not trying to do any of that. It is simply being a real person, listening, and then matching the offer that you have in your offer suite to helping your person get the best results. So what does that mean? It means that your clarity calls are going to be more effective because you've done this nurturing on the front end. They already know you, they like you, they trust you, and they are interested in how else could they have support with you, right? And so that is, the process that our clients are going to go through until they finally now say, yes, I'm in, I want, I want the cooking class in the kitchen, or I want the group program that's hanging out by the pool, or I want the whole shebang. I want the, champagne and strawberries and chocolate and everything, right? That's, like our high ticket, mid ticket, low ticket offer. Okay. So this is the pathway that people go: stranger to viewer, viewer to lead, lead to potential client to paying client. You picking up what I'm putting down with this? Yeah. Have you been taught any of this? Probably not, or maybe slightly different, or maybe you've heard me talk about it, right? So now how do we do this? How do we do this? Let's dive into this. So this is your income activation plan, okay? The 3 things that need to happen regularly and consistently are attract, nurture, and invite. And I'm going to go back up here. Whoops. Go back up to our client pathway, because you can see these here on the right. We're attracting them. We're nurturing and giving them value. We're creating an experience, helping them to create a win, helping them have ahas. And then we are inviting them to work with us. Okay. So we need all 3 of these. If any one of these are missing, we are not going to have paying clients. We are not going to have a business. And so I want to share with you why. If we take a look at the attract and the nurture, which a lot of my clients do, they're good at attracting, they're making posts, they're doing the things that fall underneath lead generation, right? They're showing up, they're being visible. They're saying hello to somebody when they join your event or in your Facebook group, but they're never inviting, right? You can attract somebody and you can nurture them, but if you don't invite them to the party, they're not coming. If you don't invite them to have a conversation with you or invite them to explore working with you, saying, hey, let's come sit on my front porch so that I can hear what's going on and I can share with you what is going to be the best fit for you. If we are not doing that, we are just expecting them to automatically know which room they want to go in our house. And we are waiting for them to get off the bench and just walk into our house and go to the right room, which is crazy. Nobody's going to do that, right? Nobody that I know, at least. So we need attract, nurture, invite. So let's talk about another one. We can nurture and we can invite, but if we're not attracting the right client, you're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of, I want to think about it. You're going to get people that are actually not both willing to do something about their problem or capable, right? So this is why client attraction is really important, that we are talking to the right client, and the right client needs to be willing to do something about the problem. They're actively looking to have a solution to the problem, and they're willing to do something about it. If they're not willing to do anything about it, they can't become a buyer, because they're not willing to do anything about it. So if they're not willing to do anything about it, they're certainly not willing to invest money, right? So we want to attract the right client. Right now, let's take a look at, let's see, which ones am I missing? If we attract and invite, but we don't nurture, that's that old salesy, icky, masculine approach. That's just like, let me try to get you into a sale. Let me run out of my house. Let me drag you off the sidewalk and try to, drag you into the master bedroom, right? So that doesn't work. That doesn't work. And this is a very outdated tactic that many of you were taught. I know I was taught, just go, book a whole bunch of 1 hour discovery sessions and try and sell them your thing. Well, there's no nurturing that's been created. So you're going to get a lot of ghosting. This is what happened with me. I got a lot of people that either didn't show up for the appointment or they were not the right client. And they were like, oh, I can't afford it. Or I'm not sure if this is going to work for me. And it is because there wasn't any trust developed there. And there wasn't an opportunity for them to actually be like, yes, this would support me so well. Okay. So these are your revenue generators. These are the things that you want to take action on every single day, consistently and over time. So I want to think about how can you consistently call the right clients into your ecosystem organically and intentionally. And the reason why I say organically is because ads do not solve this problem. Ads do not solve this problem. If you don't currently have a way to bring new people into your ecosystem that works, ads are not going to work. Ads can only elevate what it is that you've got in place right now. So if you have a marketing system and a sales system that's working right now, and you want to throw some money behind ads to get more because you know what to do with them once you come in their ecosystem and you can convert them into a buyer, great. But most people think that if they just throw some money at ads, it's going to bring the right client in and it's going to convert into a sale, and that doesn't happen. Okay. So that's why I say organically and intentionally. Intentionally is asking yourself, well, where are my ideal clients hanging out? Where are they hanging out? Where are they going after they leave their house? Right? If somebody is, trying to lose weight, maybe she's also going to a yoga class. If somebody has got a metabolic disorder, maybe she's also going to a chiropractor or an acupuncturist, right? So how can you get in front of the right client? Right. And then the fastest, most generous way or genuine way to build know, like, trust, I would say generous as well, without faking it, is actually to help them to create a win. And one of the things that I love to do, as you guys know, because I'm here and I'm teaching and I'm training, is to do a live event, an event that is going to give people value. There's no cost for it, but they walk away with more value than they probably even invested in something that they purchased previously. Okay. Why does this work so well? Because people want to see you. They want to know what you sound like. They want to know what your energy is. They want to, be able to be in your ecosystem long enough. Plus, it takes about 11, I'll answer your question. It takes about 11 hours of interaction with somebody before they are ready to be a buyer. So if this is one of the fastest ways to collapse that timeline, it typically takes 20 to 40 touch points or 11 hours of time. Yeah. Sheetal, what was your question? Oh, sorry. I thought you raised your hand and you had a question. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
fidgeting.
you're like, yay! Awesome. Good, good, good. So that is where we're talking about attraction, but then we can also nurture our potential clients in a way that feel deeply aligned and true to us, right? And it could be as simple as, hi, thank you for commenting on my post. Hi, thank you for being here, right? Hi, thank you for joining my masterclass. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you for commenting. And there are ways that we can nurture and connect with people and just be a real person and not a salesy weirdo. Not like, hey, do you want to buy my thing? No, right? So we want to have this nurture component piece in there, right? We're going to talk about the actual invite piece even more tomorrow, but I want you to see here that what we're doing is we want to consistently be visible to bring the right clients into our ecosystem. And that means that we need to be clear about our ideal client. And this is something that we spend time on in Activate Abundance Academy because we want to know specifics. This is not about picking the right niche. This is about knowing your ideal client so well that we know what does it look like for her on Pain Island, right? What is she struggling with? And what is it that she wants, so that we can actually create things that are going to support her in identifying, self-identifying. So this is a way for us to have her self-identifying, raise her hand so we can say, ah, great, come have a seat at my bench. Come have a seat on my bench. And again, there's a lot of different ways. And the beauty of working with us inside of Activate Abundance Academy is that we tailor it to you and to your business, right? Some of you might not want to do online events. Fine, no problem. Like if you want to nurture in person, great. But we have to find ways for you to organically bring new people in, and then ways for you to connect and nurture them. And so we give you lots of different options, but we also are going to help you pick the option that works right for you. We're not just going to like say, okay, here's your options and you're on your own, right? We need somebody to say, okay, what feels good to you? What are some things that you would like to do? How would you like to get in front of your ideal client? Because there's a lot of different ways. And it's not just on social media. We actually do a whole training on how to actually do this off of social media, how to actually do this offline, beyond online, right? It's not that we want to replace it. We still want to have a place that we can bring people to. And one of the places that I love to do that is inside of my free Facebook group, because it gives people a place. It's like they are in my nurture bucket now, right? My Facebook group is my nurture bucket. It is where I know who is there, right? I can see their name. I can connect with them. I can send them a DM. I can send them a message. I can share a piece of value. I can tag them in a training, right? I can be there and just be a real person. And because they're in my nurture bucket, I know that they meet the parameters of being a potential client, right? It doesn't mean that, they're going to join today. Actually, it's somebody who was in my Facebook group for 5 years before she ended up working with me. I'm like, amazing, yay. But I want you to see that when we keep connection with people, we get to support people on their timeline, right? So we get to bring them into our ecosystem, give them value, connect with them, give them a reason to want to be in your world, give them a reason to want to continue to listen and get value from you, right? And then we can say, okay, if you want to take this deeper, right? If you want more support around what it is, then we can, invite them into one of your offers, whether it's your high ticket, whether it's your mid ticket, or whether it's your low ticket offer, right? So we talked about that with our suite, but we have to be doing these things on a daily basis. We have to be, and by the way, my clients are challenged to make one offer every single day, one invitation every single day. Imagine how your business would change if you were making one offer a day. Just one, not 50, not 100, but one. And I want you to think about how many offers are you making right now a day, right? Yeah. Yeah. So if we're not making offers or making invitations, nobody knows how they can work with us, and we can't have buyers, right? And if we are not having conversations with people and nurturing them, we also are not going to have buyers either, because we can't have more clients than we're having conversations. We can't have more clients than we're having conversations. So if we're not interacting with people, connecting with people, building relationships with people, they are not going to have that sense of trust that is going to even want them to come up to, have a seat on our front porch. Okay. So this is a very heart-centered way of building and growing a business, and it works. It works. It took me from having $25 in my bank account to creating over $2.5 million in my business. And it is what I will continue to implement in my own business. And it's what I teach inside of Activate Abundance Academy, because Activate Abundance Academy is where we give you the entire Soulful Abundance system. And so for those of you that want more information about Activate Abundance Academy, we are absolutely opening up enrollment now. And you've got an option to join us at a rate that is absolutely crazy. Like, it's insane. In the past, the lowest price point that we had for joining us inside of Activate Abundance Academy was actually $16,000. You could not join the program for less than $16,000. Now you can join it for $6,000. $6,000. So we are giving you an opportunity to get in and to have the support like Vicki gives us, to have those VIP days and implementation sessions, to have the Q&A calls, so that you have my brain and my heart with you on your business, so that you're not stuck trying to popsicle stick it and duct tape things together from freebies, because that doesn't work. You need somebody that's got their brain with you on your business that is going to help you say, okay, like, let's try this thing. Let's take this next step. And to ask you the questions so that you can be fully honest around, are you implementing attract, nurture, invite? If not, where are you getting stuck? So that we can help you get into action and implement those things in a way that is feeling alignment for you, right? In a way that feels good for you. So again, I would love to have you guys inside of Activate Abundance Academy. Core is only $500 a month right now. You can pay in full for one payment of $600, or you can join the Core program, and that is only $500 a month. And it comes with the entire Soulful Abundance system. It comes with our quarterly profit planning sessions. It comes with our monthly planning sessions so that you can plan out. As a matter of fact, we just did this today inside of Activate. They planned out what they were going to do for the month of October for attraction, nurturing, and inviting. So they are super duper clear on what are the actions they're going to take in October to bring clients, new clients in, but also how are they going to identify and know who to actually make those invitations to, right? And what to say. So we also give you templates. We give you email templates. We give you 100 email templates, like rockstar email templates, I call them, because it is going to help you know exactly what to say, what to send. We give you messaging templates. If you're unsure about what to say to somebody who's just joined your Facebook group, we've got you. If you're unsure what to say to reach out and invite somebody to work with you, we've got you. We are really I have pulled together wraparound support in this program because I knew what it was that I needed when I was building and growing my business. And I said, I want it for other people too. I do not want coaches to have to struggle for as long as they do to try to get income in their business. Okay. Now, when you join us inside of Core or Amplify, again, some of you might be wanting more one-on-one support. So maybe you want a private call with Vicki, or a private call with a tech coach, or private calls with me. That is inside the Amplify program. That is, think of that as the extra private that you are more than welcome to have. But you do have two options. You can certainly join us immediately inside of Core for just $500 a month. It is going to be increasing in 2026 because that's just an insane amount for all of the, like, you are not getting my team, you're getting me. You're getting me, right? You are getting me 3 times every single month. You are getting access to the entire program. You're getting access to the modules. You're getting access to any of the replays. You're getting access to the guest experts that we have, like my personal mindset coach, Liz, who comes in every single quarter to do mindset training, like Vicki doing somatic training. We like our extra coaches that are our success coaches, rather, that are going to help you implement what it is that you're learning inside of the program. We have monthly co-working days for you so that you can actually come together and work on your business and actually create some traction. Because the worst thing is having the information and not implementing it, just like Vicki said, right? I can give you an amazing strategy, but if you don't implement the strategy, it's not going to work, right? The system works if you work it. And so we want to give you that wraparound support that you need so that this isn't just like a course that only has a 1 to 3% completion rate. This is something where you've got my eyeballs with you on your business so that you are constantly know what to do. And when you get stuck, I've got you. Because the truth is, we all get stuck. Entrepreneurship is a crazy ride, right? But when you've got somebody who you trust, that you know that you can ask questions and say, hey, I'm trying this thing. This is what happened. It didn't work the way I thought. Great. When you've got somebody that knows strategy, when you've got somebody that knows what's working and what's not working, that can guide you, instead of, and think about this, when we do it ourselves, we're just like, I don't know. Let me just try this thing. So-and-so did it. Let me try it and see if it works. And we don't actually ever implement the system for a long enough period of time until we actually get traction, right? We think that either it's not happening fast enough, or, the tactic or the strategy that we're implementing, just isn't working. So I want to help you discern, is it really the strategy that's not working, or is it just a tactic that is outdated? And that is really, really important, because I want you to know what to take action on consistently to get the results that you want to get, which is new clients. Because bottom line, New clients mean that their lives are changed, right? We got into this work to help change lives, to create transformation for people, to help them to create wins, to help them do something and get out of their struggle, whatever that struggle is, right? And so if we don't have paying clients, we're not helping anybody. We are not fulfilling the purpose that we are here to fulfill. And my job as your coach is to help you know what to do, when to do it, how to do it in the right order so that you are not second guessing yourself and, getting in your own way, and so you actually get the results that you want. Whether it's 10K months, 20K months, 40K months, 2K months, doesn't matter. Like, I'm here to support you in what it is that you want. Okay. So, um, any questions around attract, nurture, invite that I can answer for you, or any questions around joining us inside of Activate Abundance Academy? It truly is the most complete program on the market with the most wraparound support that you can get. Jennifer's here too, and she's been through it as well, and she's like, oh yeah. Any questions that I can help you with around attraction or yeah, Jennifer.
Um, you say $500 a month. Is
Mhm.
that committed for the whole year, or
Mhm.
can you end anytime?
No, it's committed for the whole year because it's not going to serve you if you are only in it for a month or 2 months or 3 months. That's not going to give you enough time to implement something consistently. And I want you to not just implement it once, I want you to hone and master it. Right. And that's why we actually ended up changing it from 6 months to a year, because I wanted my eyeballs and my brain and my heart with you on your business for the year so that you can try something, implement it, and then we can tweak it and we can hone it and we can master it and get it working really, really well for you. And I just found
Right,
that
right.
any of a shorter time is just not, sure, I could say sure and just give me whatever money you want to give me for it, but that's not in service to people actually getting results. So I want to make sure that you get the results.
Right.
Good
Thank
question.
you. I do have to review replay for last night and this replay. There's a lot of information there, and you have so many levels and so many offerings. So
Yeah, I
thank you.
actually have three. And that, again, cool, going back to, the core three, right?
Mm.
My higher level, my high ticket offer is Amplify, which is inside Activate Abundance Academy. Okay. Because that is where you get the most amount of access to me. You get a Voxer channel where you can ask me questions anytime. You get private calls with me, one-on-one calls. You get one-on-one calls with our tech coach, with our somatic coach, Vicky, with our organization coach, Carrie, with our money mindset coach, Betty. Like, you get to choose what you want and when, with our coaches. So that's got a lot of one-on-one support. Plus, we give you access to the program that you just are completing, Jennifer, the Holistic Business Foundations program. So that is, something that we bonus everybody inside of the Amplify program. They have access to go through that. Plus, if we do any like 30-day sprints, like we're going to be doing a cash infusion starting in October, because everybody new that's coming in to Activate Abundance Academy, I want you to make a return on your investment. I want you to start creating cash in your business within the first 30 days that you are in the program. And so we're going to create a cash infusion together. We're all going to go through it together. It's extra. You do not need to pay for it. It's bonus. The people who are not inside of Activate, we will be opening that up. It'll be $997, because my goal is to help you to create 2K to 10K in that 30 days. And the average when people go through that program is $5,000. So to spend, first of all, you guys are getting that for free when you join the Amplify program, and also the core program. You're getting that for free as well on both. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Any other? Yeah, Marissa.
So is this the last intake for the year? Is it you just have like an intake
Yeah. So
dates or?
no, we will. So Activate Abundance Academy is a program where we have open enrollment. However, the bonuses are not the same and the pricing is not the same. So, you are more than welcome, to join us, later in October or November or December, but I can't guarantee that the price is going to be the same. And, we might not have the same, bonuses going on, such as, when people join Amplify, they actually get the private cash infusion with me. They get 30 days of private support with me to help them to create that 2K to 10K. So, that is the bonus for Amplify. Everybody, even someone who joins Amplify, gets to go through the group portion portion of the cash infusion. But that's what we've got going on right now. Not really sure if that's going to be, the same thing next time. So it just really depends on where you are. But we do have payment plans, right? So the $500 a month is, something that I really want you to not only make that back, but quadruple it in the first 30 days with you, minimum quadruple it. And so, really we get to take a look at, is $500 a lot of money? Yeah. And what if we quadruple it in the first 30 days? Like now you've got 4 months of the program paid for, and you've got a strategy that you can implement over and over and over again to create a cash infusion like Vicki did to create $10,000 in her business from that one strategy. I'm teaching you that cash infusion strategy so that you can put that on repeat and come back to it even after you've left Activate Abundance Academy, even after that's been completed. Yeah, thank you for the
Thank
question.
you.
Yeah, any other questions, Marissa? No?
Thank you.
Good. Yeah. And if you're unsure about where, you fit, like we'll hop on a call. Just book a call, a clarity call with me. And I am happy to, listen to, any of the questions that you have, and I'll be truthful with you. I'll let you know, where you want to go. So I totally forgot that I didn't finish explaining my 3. So my top is Amplify. My middle is actually Core. Right. And my lower ticket, my bite size offer, my trust offer is the Success Studio. So it's just that I love to give lots and lots of value. So if I have an idea that I think is going to help my people, I give it to them for free. So Jennifer's like, gosh, you've got so much. I'm like, yeah, because I'm bonusing you all these other cool things that I know are going to help you fast track your business. Yeah. Jennifer, did you have a question? Jennifer Turner?
I do. If we joined at the core level
Mhm.
before the end of our year and decided to want to go up to Amplify, would we be able to do that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We want to make sure that you've got the support that you need. So if you come into core and you're like, okay, this is great, and I would like more one-on-one support, and you decide that you want to upgrade to that, absolutely. Not a problem. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Any other questions? Andrea, Marissa, Vicky, did you want to say anything? Nicole, Christina, Sarah, Jeannie, Cynthia, Dagmar, we've got all of you here today. Hi, Andrea. So good to see you. Yay, we need to get that offer suite. I'm like, I want my eyeballs on that offer suite. Do you have any questions for me today? Okay, so I have one question for everybody here. What do you want by this time next year? What do you want by this time next year? Because the truth is, we really do have a opportunity here. We can either move in the direction that is going to get us closer to our goals, or we can stay where it is that we are and duct tape and popsicle stick things together and overthink and question and waste time and waste money and waste energy, right? Or we can actually, you can have my system. You can have the system that I've used, that Vicky's used, that my clients use. Jessica, one of my clients, Jessica, that Vicky knows, she was also one of our success coaches. She went from bankruptcy to 6 figures in 1 year. The first year she was in Activate Abundance Academy. The first month she was in Activate Abundance Academy, she created $10,000. Or like our client Amber, who within the first 6 weeks, she created $26,000 in the program. So there is a lot of opportunity here when you say yes to allowing yourself to have the support. Because when you know what to do and you've got somebody that's in it with you, and not just me, like you've got my team with you too, right? We've got other people that are taking the action and right along with you, answering your questions so that you are not spinning. So where do you want to be in a year? Do you want to have consistent clients and the system dialed in so you know exactly what to do to attract, to nurture, and invite consistently? If that's the case, come join me inside of Activate. Come join me inside of Activate. This is where you're getting the entire Soulful Abundance system. Again, it was #1 for women in business. So excited. I have gotten so many people reaching out to me saying, this is an incredible book. Like, holy cow, this is so good. These are timeless principles. You are not going to, and I just want to kind of reassure people, a lot of times we think, well, what if things change? Is this going to work still? Yeah, it is, because these are timeless principles. These are not going to go out of date. Oh, Jennifer wants a hardcover. Yay. I want a hardcover. My publisher sent me paperbacks. I'm like, I want a hardcover. I had to order hardcovers and pay for them. I'm like, oh. Anyways, yes, absolutely. So here's the thing. If you guys don't have the book and you decide that you want to join Activate Abundance, I will send you a hardcover signed copy of the Soulful Abundance System. I will also give you the Abundance Journal. I will also give you the online planner that we've got. All of these are in print, by the way. So, you've got the tools that you need to build and grow your business. So definitely, if you are sitting on the fence and I can answer any questions for you, please let me know. And of course, Vicky's here too, and happy to answer any questions. All right. Any other questions before we pop off for today? Yes, Jessica.
The 3 core tiered thing.
Offer suite.
I have that.
Awesome. Now we need to sell it. Now we need to make sales with it.
Now I need to bring people in, nurture,
And invite. Yes.
and it's going to be so much. I'm crying. I hope you. I don't know what kind of bizarre aha moment I just had. I was like,
Yay! I mean, I'm not yaying that you're crying. I'm yaying that there was an aha moment that popped in.
I know, that's just like,
Yeah. Isn't that simple?
I'm so grateful.
Oh, my pleasure. Like truly, like when you guys get this dialed in, your business will never be the same. It will never be the same because now you've got a spine and you've got a system that you can come back to over and over and over and over again, no matter what is happening in the economy. No matter what is happening in the economy, right? Our clients are still making money in this economy. They are still bringing in paying clients in this economy, which means that when the economy shifts, guess what else they're going to do? They're going to make more money even, right? So this is, again, these are timeless principles that you are going to rely on well after your time in Activate Abundance Academy that you're going to, want to return to over and over again. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Any other questions that I can answer for you guys today? Okay. Check your email. You will get an email today if you haven't gotten already. I think we've scheduled it to go out at 6. Oh, you're so welcome, Christina. And there is a link that you can actually go to the information page, right? Check it out. And there's a link there that you can click on and book a call with me. So if you want to book a call with me, and again, this is a clarity call. This is not a coaching call. I'm not going to, coach you on your offer suite or, coach you on your business. A clarity call is for us to have a conversation about whether you want to step into Core, Amplify, or maybe the Success Studio, wherever, that fits for you and based on the level of support that you want. And, I'll hear you're just going to come and have a seat on my front porch and I'm going to listen to what it is that you want and where you want to go and how quickly you want to get there. And I'll share what I think is the best fit. And if I truly don't think that what it is that I have can serve you, I will let you know that. I will let you know that. I will tell you if I don't think that, either one of these 3 things are a good fit. Promise. I don't want anybody, I personally don't try to coerce or drag anybody across the finish line because I know that if I do that from the beginning, I'm going to be dragging their butt through the program for the year and I'm a no for that. I am too busy to try to drag somebody through a program, right? So I want you to be all in and to be a heart yes for this so that you're like, yep, this feels good. And look, even if you're like, I really want to do this, but I'm not sure how to pay for it, book the call with me. I am more than happy to brainstorm what you could do to, create the income because I went through the exact same thing when I hired my first business coach. And I think I shared with you, with those of you that were here on day 1, I had $100 in my bank account. That was it to sign up for a $10,000 program. Right. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pay this woman. I'm a single mom. And I said yes anyways, because I knew it was a heart yes. I didn't have from A to Z exactly how it was going to happen, but I trusted that I was going to have the support and I was going to be able to implement because I knew me and I'm like, I can figure this out. And it is because I said yes, even though I was afraid, even though the bank account said, yeah, you don't got money there. Like I had to figure out a way to say yes. And I was lucky to have connected with an amazing coach who was very, very generous and said, you can say yes with the $100 and we will be in Boxer for the next month to come up with, you know, the remaining that you needed. And I'm so glad that she did that, because I didn't have to come up with the whole 10,000 either, right? I had to come up with $900 every single month. And it is because of that that I created 6 figures in my first 6 months in that program, and that I went on to create over 2.5 million in my business today. If I had said no because my bank account said no, I would not be here teaching what it is that I'm teaching today. So now, having said that, if you can't put food on the table, you need to go do that first. Okay. You need to go do that first. Like, we need to figure out how we're getting food on your table. Okay. So I do not want anybody, you know, choosing between grocery money or joining this program. Okay. We will figure something else out. All right. Sound good? All right, ladies, book the call with me. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. We've got more amazing stuff. Tomorrow, we're diving into heart-centered sales. So how do we actually make those invitations? Where are the places that your ideal clients might be getting stuck? Because there's actually a ladder of beliefs that we all go through, and your clients are going to go through. So I'm going to teach you the ladder of beliefs tomorrow, and we're going to talk about heart-centered sales. Sound good? Awesome. All right, ladies, take care. Have a great evening. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sarah. Yeah.